Hello, this is Elaine, your music librarian, with a short introduction to, or refresher, to Bluejay Search, which is the library's catalog. This is for music 343, 344. So to get to Bluejay Search, you can actually search right from the quick start bar right here, but we're going to go to the course guide. So on the library homepage, library.elmhurst.edu, then you go down to music 343, 344. And it is right here on the Getting Started page. So here is Bluejay Search. So you use Bluejay Search to find books, both in print and electronic. We have probably about 175,000 physical books in the library, but we have access to over 400,000 ebooks. So you can find both through Bluejay Search. So I am going to do a search for music in the Renaissance. And you'll see as I type, I get some choices here. I can search everything because Bluejay Search is not just a book catalog anymore. It is expanding, and over the course of this first year that we have it available, it will include more and more resources. Everything will actually give you some access to online reference sources, streaming video, articles, but everything is a little bit of a misnomer. But right now we're just going to focus on a couple things here, the Elmhurst Library Catalog and all iShare libraries. So I'm going to look for music in the Renaissance in the Elmhurst Library Catalog. And so I see there are several things that have music in the Renaissance as potential titles. So here I can see here, I've got some things over here on the left. They're called facets, and I can see availability. So I can show either that it's held by the library, so we actually have it in the building, or it's available online. I can narrow my search down by different subjects. So what do I have? I have 1,500 results here. If I narrow it down to Renaissance, you see that brings it down significantly to 479. I also can see who the most common authors or creators are. I can sort it by date. I can sort it by type of resource. So you'll see there's a bunch of links to streaming audio in here. Also books, and scores. So videos, all sorts of stuff in here. So I've got a lot of choices. I'm going to just focus on books right now. So I've got now 483 results. I can keep adding more limits on here. You'll see I've got a few things here. We've got library reserve. So this is where your professor may have put materials on reserve so that everybody gets a chance to look at them. In music 343, 344, that's not as huge a deal as it used to be. In most cases, the excerpts that you need have been scanned and put into Blackboard, but sometimes you still actually need the book. So that's what library reserves means. This is our main library collection. So you see there's 195 things in that collection. There's 7 things that somehow relate to music in the Renaissance in our reference collection. And then there's actually 2 things that are in our textbook reserve, which is a separate collection from our normal library reserve. So I'm going to go to main. And so you'll notice I keep getting the same titles over and over again. In some cases, you'll see here we have this book. It's from 1976. Here's where it's located. Here's the call number. And you can get it off the shelf. In some cases, you'll see there's 2. In this case, it says there's 2 versions. What this can mean is that there are 2 different editions of the book that are available. So in this case, that is what's happening here. So this is the 1954 and 1959 edition of the same book by Gustav Rees. And you'll see the call number. They should be right next to each other on the shelf. So that's what happens when you get to multiple versions. In some cases, you'll see something like this. Here's music education in the Middle Ages and Renaissance. You'll see there's a call number, but you'll also see a link that says it's available online. So I'm going to click on that and see what happens. When I go to online, I see that I skip kind of past all the information here about the book. It gives me a description. Not everything gives me this much information, but this is a newer book, so they've added all of this information into the catalog. So here's a description of the book. Here's actually a list of the table of contents, so you can see what's in here, which might be helpful. And then I can scroll down, and I see there's full text availability. Now, for the time being, sometimes you'll see what look like duplicate links. I am working on that right now, but at the moment, it still exists. So you'll see eBook Central and then another eBook Central. Both links should work. These one here that say access is available only to authorized users, those are going to disappear at some point. But if you don't remember that, that's okay. Eventually they'll just be gone. And so any of these links should work. So I'm going to take you to this one. And there it is, Music Education in the Middle Ages and Renaissance. And so I can actually look at the full text of the book. And what's nice about these is multiple people can look at it at once. You can download or email yourself certain sections. So, you know, if you were interested in medieval pedagogy, I could go to that part. So here it is. Maybe. Come on. There it is. Okay, so here's an article, you know, here's a chapter about musical understanding and Guido d'Arezzo. I could then save a certain set of pages or email or print those for myself. So I'm going to click email right now. And you'll see for these ebooks, you can't download the entire book. You can't print it all out at once. That's not the deal the publishers have made with libraries. But this is a pretty generous one. I could do 100 pages at a time. So I'm going to say I only want this section, which it automatically has figured out. This section is 12 pages long. I can send it to myself. I can send it to multiple people, so I could add another person as long as I separate it with a semicolon. I can also send myself a citation to the entire book. So I would have to add the chapter information. It's not smart enough to know which chapter I'm in to give me a citation for the chapter, but at least I'd have the book information, and I can choose MLA format to send it to myself. I want to probably give myself a subject. Music Ed in the Renaissance. Otherwise, you just get EBSCO host result as the subject, which is not particularly descriptive. Then I can hit email my PDF and I'm done. It's great. I could also just grab the citation from here and you'll see here it is. And again, it's only giving me the citation for the entire book. And they don't always do it exactly correctly, but it's definitely better to start with something and then edit it than start a citation from scratch. You also have the ability to permalink, so I could get back to this spot without having to search for it again. So I clicked permalink, this permalink becomes available. I grab this and copy it into an email or a Google Doc or whatever. Don't use the link up here. This is based on what I'm doing right now, and it will expire. This is permanent. That's why it's called a permalink. It'll last forever. So you can do that. You also see you have the option, if you have a Google Drive account, you can actually export information from these ebooks into a Google Drive. So you can do that too. All right, but that's another thing. So that's how you get to the ebooks. I can see that we have a copy, and I could request that copy by signing in. So it's going to ask me who I am. I'm an Elmhurst user. If you've already logged in to something from Elmhurst, it won't ask you for your name. If otherwise, it will ask you for your e-number and password. And you'll notice at the top of the screen now my name appears. And when I go back down here, I see, because we have a copy available, I can request it for curbside pickup. Right now, we're not letting students walk around in the stacks, but you can request materials from our collection and we will pull them for you. And you can either literally drive up and call us and say, I'm here for my book, or you can come into the front desk and pick up the book there. And then I can also see that other institutions have it available. So if our copy wasn't available for some reason, I would also get the option here to request through iShare. So I could get that from one of the other 90 schools that we share our catalog with. If I have any questions, I can, down here, there's a link to our chat feature. Our chat is available from 9 a.m. Weekday mornings and on Sundays from 2 to 10. So please ask us questions if you have them. We want to be able to help you. Let me go back. So here I am. I've got my filters. I'm going to remove the filter of books. And I'm going to actually remove my filter of main library collection because I want to show you a couple other things that are available here. So I'm going to actually go to audio right now. So I can see we've got some CDs that are available. Some of them are available online. We have several streaming audio sources. That's a separate tutorial that you can check out on the Music 343, 344 site. But I just wanted to show you that some of these are available online. Some, let's see what happens when I do this one. I don't know why it's asking me to check for available services. Oh, it's only available through other libraries apparently. But you'll see that we were able to find audio that way. I'm going to remove that filter again. I'm going to choose the resource type of video, just so you can see what that looks like. So here are several videos that we have available. And again, some of them are available online. Some of them are actually in our video collection. We have a fairly large collection of DVDs, so sometimes that may be helpful to find. Notice my search wasn't as useful. The couple here have, like the history of music. Okay, that makes sense. But then I get down here to Renaissance Man with Danny DeVito. Probably less relevant to what I was doing. I'm going to take the video filter off, and then I want to show you one last thing. We have under resource type, we do have a score collection. We have a physical score collection. There are also several online sources available for scores. Check out that tutorial for more information. I just wanted to show you what that looks like when you are here, and you'll see the location of music scores. So again, if you need a score that we have in our score collection, it works just like a book. You would click on the title, so I would say here, and then I would ask for curbside pickup. So here it is, and I would just request it for curbside pickup. I click on curbside pickup. I say I want to pick it up here, and then hit send request. You will get an email when the item is available for you to pick up either curbside or at the front desk. That's a brief tour of our Bluejay search. Stay tuned for the next session in the tutorial on searching for articles in Realm.